Hello again. This is the last lab that I'll have to do for this class. But man, is this a cool lab. So, let me bring you through how this all works. And it looks like a big old mess and attached to the computer and just a lot of stuff going on. So let me just break it down from each part of this. So I guess we'll start with what I did first. First of all, I made this. And yeah, it's a little bit messed up right now, but that's the shape. The blue is the shape that I'm going to be trying to make. Now, what I did was I took the shape, I did a little motion analysis with SolidWorks, and I got some data for each of the motors that can be seen. Now, I did some motion analysis, got some numbers for their angular displacements, and then I ran it through to an Arduino here. Now, this Arduino, it looks like a mess. Don't worry, it's not that bad. So basically, the Arduino is plugged into positive and negative, so 5 volts and ground here. That's supplying 5 volts and ground to the breadboard, right here and right there. And then I have, let's see if I can, yes, 9 actually wires connected to the digital pins. And one of those wires, this blue one, is just for my button. It's basically just an on-off switch for the mechanism to go and do its thing. Now, the other 8 wires, I have them color-coded, and they both go to this stepper motor controller, which is then also plugged into the breadboard to get power. And that's basically it. So the Arduino sends information to the servo motor to tell it how many steps to take, and it just does that a bunch of times for both ones, and then it creates the shape and it returns back to its original position. Now, the last thing I've done here is I've made this wonderful recreation of this guy, but with a piece of countertop and some wood, and obviously there's a pen here. Now, I've actually, you can't really see it, but I've drawn a little mark right there where the home position is supposed to be, and I very soon will put this paper underneath and it will do its thing. Now, I will say that I've had to do some adjustments to the height, basically how far the pen is into this piece of wood, because if it's too far in and it's hitting this countertop too hard, it will get to this part over here and it will kind of drag and lose some steps, and then it won't return back to home. It'll get somewhere out in here, random spot here, which is not ideal. And if it's not in there enough, then it won't write. It won't touch the paper here, and it will touch it just a little bit over here. So we've done a little bit of fine tuning. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Also, the Arduino and the computer aren't really talking. The Arduino is just getting powered. There's no input going back and forth to the computer. So it's pretty basic. It just does all of it on its own. I just have to hit this button here, and I will do so. I need to put this in a position so you guys see what's going on. Probably about there. Perfect. Good? Yes. Okay. Now, I will do that. Actually, I'm going to just make sure that it's writing quick. Yep, it is good. It is now touching. I'm going to hold this, and I will press the button, and watch it go. Now, it's pretty much perfectly right back where it started. And so in order to get a darker picture, I'm just going to let it go again. So if I take it right off, that is what it drew. And notice here, it's not quite perfect. Like it kind of came off a little bit, but there is a little tiny bit of slop, and this went around twice. And notice there is a little tiny gap, but it is pretty close. So now, remember that picture there? Let me just rotate it a little bit. That is pretty dang cool. I gotta say, that is right on. So I will say, you might notice that it's a little bit jagged, and that is just, I could fix that. And I've actually thought about fixing it with just higher resolution, more frames per second in my motion analysis. So, yeah, that's the result of this lab. Thank you so much for watching, and that'll be it.